easy seated pose today, or however you want to sit comfortably. If sitting with your legs crossed isn't comfortable, you can sit on your knees and sit back on the heels, or you can place blocks underneath the knees for a little bit of support. Sometimes that's helpful, or sitting up on a bolster as well can help just to have the hips a little higher. So just arriving here in whatever comfortable position feels good to you. Take a moment to just connect with your sit bones and the base of your spine. Notice how you're supported here, the evenness. See if you can find evenness between the hips. If you need to make an adjustment. And just take a couple of cleansing breaths in through the nose. Exhale, release. Again, in through the nose. Exhale, sighing out through the mouth. Begin to reach the crown skyward, lengthening the spine. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Maybe draw the shoulder blades together and just open the heart space a little. And just notice how you're feeling as you arrive in your practice. This week, we are finishing up our last week of this theme of letting go of anxiety and cultivating presence. So really paying attention this week to how we relate to that mantra and that affirmation, how our energy has shifted throughout the month. If we feel like we've been able to cultivate a little more presence in our lives, both on and off the mat. Using time today just to really reflect on your journey this month and coming back to any worry. Maybe there's one worry that you've been trying to release throughout the month, or maybe there's several, and noticing if that's been difficult or challenging, or if that's been a little bit easier to do as you've worked through the month, and really finding these practices off the mat as well, coming into the breath and grounding, letting go of things that we can't control, and just surrendering to the present moment. So if there's something that you'd still like to release today, or that you'd like to work on, just drawing that in as an intention into your practice. Feeding that in the heart space, drawing your awareness there with each breath. Beginning with our mantra, just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not worry. Okay, let's bring the soles of the feet together for a butterfly. So you can have the feet closer into the body or further out. You can use blocks, or if you want to fold up a blanket or a pillow, whatever you have to support the knees here, or you can just let the knees be drawn towards the earth by gravity. Keeping the spine nice and straight, you can place your hands on your ankles, maybe the thumbs on the soles of the feet, giving a little squeeze to our feet, to our roots, little attention here. Dropping the shoulders down, really focusing on bringing the breath into the belly here. As you inhale, feel the space that's created in the belly. As you exhale, the release and the softening of the belly. Just for the first couple rounds of breath, just drawing your awareness to the movement of the belly and just creating space here. Begin to move out any energy that you would like to release. And if you'd like to stay here, you can. And also walk the hands out. And then let the head hang heavy and the spine round, broadening through the back side of the shoulders. If it feels good to have your head hang heavy here, you can. Or you can just bring the gaze towards the floor. Notice any areas that you may be tightening or feeling like you have to hold on. I was just noticing one of my arms was really straight and the other wasn't. Just noticing those little areas. And just see if you can soften and just release here. Allow the arms to relax. Breathing into the back side of the heart center. And inhale, walking the hands up slowly. Bringing the head up last. If you had your head hanging heavy, roll the shoulders back. If you come up, let's just bring the legs out long. We'll place the hands behind us for support. Just bring the heart center skyward as you draw the shoulder blades together. Gaze comes skyward. Little bit of a back bend here. And release. Walking the hands back. We'll keep the right leg out. Draw the left foot in towards the thigh or knee, wherever it lands. And you can have the block there if you like, under the knee. With the right leg out, toes flexed towards the body. We'll reaffirm that connection. Notice how your hips are. Really root down that left hip. And then we'll sweep the arms up on the inhale, turning towards that right leg, and then coming forward. Now, wherever you feel that in the back side of the right leg as you come down, just pause there. That's your edge. So just coming down wherever you begin to feel that little sensation or spicy sensation that may be in the back of the leg, placing the hands and then just letting the spine round. You can bring a block here for your forehead if you'd like, or you can just let the head hang heavy or keep the crown facing forward. We're not trying to pull really deep into this. In yin, we want it to be more of a passive stretch. So we don't want to be pulling ourselves far into this. Just allow your body to rest here. See if you can just find some stillness in the sensations that you're experiencing. Just taking note on how this feels, any emotions or thoughts that arise as you rest here. On your inhale, slowly walk the hands back, coming all the way up. You have a block under that left side, just setting it aside. And we'll kick that right leg back, coming into this zigzag shape with the legs. So your left shin is parallel to one side of your mat, right shin parallel to the other. Root that right hip down, sweep the arms up, lengthening through the spine. And on the exhale, just bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand to the mat. So we're coming into kind of a twisted deer here. We're just going to start up here, this upright position, just lengthening on the inhale and on the exhale, thinking about just deepening that twist a little. Coming back to the breath. Notice how it's different to feel into the belly here, more difficult to create space, but maybe a little easier to release. Drop that right shoulder down if it's crept up towards the ear. Think about rooting the right hip down. Notice where sensations are arising in that right leg or the right hip. You can stay here. There's an option here for this last little bit to bring the hands to the mat on the left side. And if you want to come down to the forearms or just have both hands on the mat in some way, lowering down a little more, reach the right hip down into the earth. Holding over that left leg. And if you get here and decide this is not for you, you can walk the hands back, come back into any variation you like. Won't be here too long. And if you've come all the way down, walk the hands back. And everybody slowly unwind back through center. Bring the legs out in front. And we'll just windshield wiper the knees back and forth. Nice and slow, side to side. And then moving into the opposite side. Left leg comes out long. Right foot towards the inside of the thigh, and you can place the block under the right knee if you need to or want to. And then reaffirming our hips with the earth. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up, lengthening, really reaching through the fingertips. Gaze comes skyward. Reaching, exhale, fold over that left leg. Plant the hands, walk the hands out where you feel that little bit of sensation. We don't want a deep stretch here, remember? So just wherever you begin to feel sensation, wherever it is in the back of the leg or in that left hip, and then softening towards the leg, letting the head hang heavy or come to a block. Root the right hip down. Take a couple of breaths to settle in. We'll come into our affirmation for the month. I am grounded, present, and free of worry. I am grounded, present, and free of worry. And as we repeat these mantras and the affirmations, just noticing how we relate to them, how that's shifted or changed over the month, how it changes throughout your practice today. On the inhale, walk the hands back, slowly coming up. And kick that left leg back and remove your block. Anchoring that left hip down towards the earth. Lengthen through the spine. Take a couple of breaths here. And we'll sweep the arms up, reaching through the fingertips. The gaze comes skyward. Exhale, left hand to the right knee, right hand to the mat or to the floor. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, deepening that twist just a little bit, making adjustments that you need here. Draw your awareness back into the belly. Notice the navel pulling into the spine as you exhale. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Relax your jaw. You can stay here if you'd like, or maybe walk the hands over to that right side, folding over the right leg a little, or coming down to the forearms. You can even come to a bolster if you'd like, or to your block. That left hip will probably come off the mat. Just think about drawing it towards the mat. It's okay if it's not there. I don't expect it to be. And walk the hands back, coming all the way up. Unwinding through center. We'll bring the legs out front, taking that windshield wiper motion again, back and forth, releasing the hips. Take any movement that feels good here for you. And we'll come to tabletop. So if you'd like to bring your blanket to support the knees, you can. Your knees stacked under the hips and wrists under the shoulders. Pressing into the mat through the fingertips and the palms of your hands and the tops of your feet. Finding a neutral tabletop. And then on the inhale, we'll begin cat cows. Inhaling, dropping the belly, tailbone and head rises, gaze rises. Exhale, press into the mat, rounding the spine, tuck the tailbone. Inhaling into cow, dropping the belly, draw the shoulder blades together. Gaze comes forward or skyward. Exhale, round through the shoulders, broaden the shoulders here. Tuck the tailbone. Gaze comes towards the navel. Just move through these at your own pace. Connecting your breath with your movement, taking any movement that feels good here. Taking cat cows, or maybe circling the hips or swaying the hips back and forth. Maybe you let the head hang heavy and you release the neck, making the head no or yes gently. Just releasing any tension or stress, any worry that you might be holding on to in the shoulders, the hip. And come back to a neutral spine. Bring the big toes together, knees towards the edges of the mat. Walk the hips back towards the heels. You can bring a bolster to the mat if you'd like. And we'll take a wide leg child's pose. If you feel any pain in your hips or your lower back, bring the knees in just a little to support you there. As you find where you'd like your knees to be, you can make adjustments as you settle in. Walk the hands out towards the front of the mat, lengthening here. And then exhaling, bringing the chest towards the mat and then lowering the arms down. Forehead comes to the mat. Heart center comes towards the earth. Each exhale, thinking of the hip, sinking down, releasing any worry from the heart, any worry from the mind towards the earth. Bring the gaze towards the fingertips. Walk the hands back. Nice and slow. Then we'll come into supported fish. So there's a couple of variations here that I will share with you. The most gentle would be to roll up a blanket or a towel, place that lengthwise, and then you'll lay down, placing your spine over that. The second option is to place a bolster. I'll call this the medium option. Placing a bolster or a pillow, placing the hips at the end of the bolster, and then laying down there and having either a towel or a block or something to support the head if needed. And the third option is to place one block between the shoulder blades and another block at the top for the head. So whatever variation, all different, all beautiful. Take a moment to settle in and find, especially if you're placing that block, exactly where you'd want it to be. Knees can be bent here, or you can bring the legs out long. You can even take that butterfly shape to whatever feels appropriate for your practice today. Bring the arms out to a T. And opening the heart space. Breathing through the heart center. Come back to your intention that you set for your practice today. It was to release one worry, it was something else. Just drawing awareness back to that. Just noticing the breath here. It's a great stretch to release the neck and shoulders, especially if we've been sitting at a computer or driving, looking at our phones. Notice where the sensations are in the neck and shoulders, the back. Each exhale, thinking about just softening the edges of those sensations. Begin to slowly come out of this in whatever way is intuitive to you, releasing props to the side, coming all the way down to the mat, knees bent, feet hip distance apart. Walk the feet out towards the edges of the mat. Let the knees fall in towards each other. And just place the hands on the belly. And just come back to that belly breath. We began our practice here, just drawing awareness into the belly. Notice if it's a little easier to breathe into the belly. It feels a little more at ease. And walk the feet back in, hip distance apart. Cross the right ankle behind the left knee, finding a figure 4 stretch. And just drawing that right knee towards the back of the room. You can even maybe place one hand on the inside of the thigh here. Just gentle guidance. We're not shoving our knee back. Just a nice little nudge. And you can stay here if you'd like. Or if you want to come into a reclined pigeon, drawing the knees in towards the body, interlacing the fingers behind that left thigh, keeping that same figure 4 shape, toes flexed towards the knees. Deep stretch into the hips here. And release the grip on the leg. Draw both knees in towards the body. Take a little rock side to side, maybe. Dropping the feet back down. Moving into the opposite side, left ankle behind the right knee. Drawing that left knee towards the back of the room. Toes flex towards the knee. Noticing how this feels. What sensations arise. Really being present here with the body in our practice today. This feels like a good place to stay. You can stay here. Or if you'd like to draw the legs in towards you, you can. Reaching through, interlacing the fingers behind the right leg. Legs stay in that same shape. Toes flex towards the knees. The further you draw the knees in or the legs in, deeper the stretch is. So just find where you begin to feel that sensation. Notice how that feels. We don't want to be at our full expression or full sensation where it's on the edge of pain. We just want to be where we are feeling that sensation. This is where we get the most benefit of our practice, finding our edge and then finding stillness here, allowing those deeper tissues to release. Release the grip. And take any movements after you unwind here that feel good to you. Maybe bringing the legs out long or taking a happy baby, pulling the knees in again, whatever you feel called to do. And then finding Shavasana, bringing the legs out long or the knees bent, arms at your sides. Taking a couple of cleansing breaths as you begin to let go of your practice today. Take up some space on your mat. And then let the breath just settle in the body, letting it flow naturally without trying to shift or change it. Letting go of anything that did, or didn't happen as expected. Just inviting your practice to be exactly what you needed today. Just begin to scan from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Just notice if there's anywhere within you that's still holding on to worry or stress. If you'd like to place your hand on the body in some way, providing a little comfort, you can. Just envisioning your inner light, loving, compassionate, healing energy moving from the heart space through the arms and into the hands, bringing comfort and nourishment to these places. Begin to create movement in the fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, slowly making your way to a seated position. We close our practice today. Bringing the hands to the heart space, finding a moment of gratitude here for this time and space that we've shared together, letting go of our worries, surrendering to the present moment, surrendering to our practice. Grateful for bodies that can move in any way through today's practice and people to practice with. May you walk in loving kindness. May you share your unique gift. May you remember your true essence is love. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.